live stream lectures this morning while I'm out here walking in. And before I get started with this lecture, I just want to take a moment to thank all of my supporters and everyone for supporting my YouTube channel as we get ready to usher into the year 2025. I'm going to continue to bring you all quality content and moving forward. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to fix your low credit score? You know, I listen and I talk to a lot of people, and there's a commonality is, you know, many people credit score is so low that having a low credit score really does impact many areas of your financial health. And when I see a low credit score, I'm talking about below 600, you know, below 500. And one of the things I'm going to talk about, many tips and strategies to restore your credit score, because I'm telling you, from 2007 to 2012, when I was living in financial destruction, you know, one of the impacts of that financial destruction also meant my credit score was at an all-time low, below 600. And I tell anybody, do not waste your money. Do not waste your money on paying these credit repair agencies to fix your credit score. You know, this is something that you can do yourself, people. If you got money to throw away to pay somebody to fix your credit score, no, keep that money in your pocket. The first thing I tell anybody to do, and when you're looking at restoring your credit score, get the free credit reports. Get your credit reports. They'll send them to you free from Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. That's real easy to get. Slow down and handle your business. Get your hands on your free credit reports. When you have gotten all three credit reports, sit your behind down and take a look at them. Because every derogatory item in your credit health will be on that credit report. Trust me. And most importantly, you already know what's on it. You already know what bills you hadn't paid, or late notices, repossession, home foreclosure, being report to credit agencies. You already know. You don't need nobody to tell you this. When you get your hands on all three of those credit reports from Equifax and TransUnion, sit down and take a look at it, and then highlight all of the derogatory information on those three credit reports. Highlight it. And then once you have done all that, then there's a process when you can go online and go ahead and dispute everything that's on there. Because a lot of times when you dispute something, you never know what the outcome is going to be. Equifax and TransUnion will let you know the outcome when you dispute something, and they're going to say something in that response back to you that this credit or this account has been determined it belongs to you, or they can make a decision to go ahead and take it off your credit report. But they are the decision makers on that. And so once you've done the easy route, then on your credit report, when these stakeholders who you have gone to default on a loan or been reported for not paying a bill, there's always going to be a 1-800 number you can call that stakeholder in relation to this default bill. Call these people. A lot of times you can work out or negotiate a reduced amount, but you got to go through the steps to do this. Because again, like I said earlier, you already know what bills you hadn't paid. You already know what you've been defaulted on. Because fixing your credit report also ties into responsibility and accountability as a full-grown adult, people. Because the money you're going to pay a credit restore agency, they're going to pretty much do the same thing. I'm just rattling it off. They got to tap into your credit reports and get all the information. They got to analyze it and then start doing disputes and writing letters. That's all they're doing. The same thing I'm telling you, that's what they're going to do. So why would you want to throw away your hard-earned money on a credit report repair agency on something you can do yourself. And then once you reach out to these stakeholders who you owe this money to, a lot of times they will negotiate a lower amount that you can pay. And once you have met that obligation, then that's the beginning stage of getting that taken off your credit report. But you got to go through the steps. You got to go through the process to do this. Because I talk about this in my book, Awake Financial Freedom, that hit all major bookstores well over 3 years ago when I was living in my financial destruction from 2007 to 2012. That's a particular chapter in my book where I talk about a strategic process I went through to raise my credit score to all the way up to 800. It was way below 600. My credit score was so low back in 2012, but I did some strategies, and don't believe that myth that it takes years to raise your credit score. My credit score was so low back in 2012. In less than 11 months, I raised my credit score all the way up to 800 plus. It was way below 600 in less than 11 months. And I had foreclosures on my credit report, people. So don't believe that myth that when you get a foreclosure on your credit report, it's going to sit there for 7 years. No, within 11 months, my credit score has shot up to well over 800 because I paid attention to detail. I paid attention to detail and I handled my business. And I tell people the first thing you got to do is get your hands on your reports from Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and then start doing those disputes and reaching out to those stakeholders with letters to negotiate something. You don't need to pay nobody to do that. People need to stop being lazy, and you need to handle your business, because you're getting that credit score back up there is so important to your overall financial health. And this is real talk, because I'm going to tell you something. Companies now, there are a lot of jobs that are pulling your credit report. They don't care what kind of credentials you have. They don't care what kind of knowledge, skills, and ability you have. A lot of jobs out there now, a prerequisite to get that job is you got to have a certain credit score. And if your credit score is not acceptable to what they want, you will not get the job, people. They're running your credit score. In terms of getting car insurance. All of that has an impact on many areas of your life. They're running your credit score to get an apartment. They're running your credit score to get a home. It has a direct impact on many areas of your life. This is real talk. So you have to ask yourself, what you are prepared to do as we usher into the year 2025 to fix your doggone credit score, people. Because that score is not going to go up by itself. It is not going to go up by itself. And then you got to monitor your credit score. I tell people, when you have a high credit score, you got to protect your credit score. Because a lot of times friends and family members, when they know you don't handle your business and your credit score looking good, your credit score high, they're going to approach you and say, can you co-sign for me to get this? Can you co-sign for me to get this vehicle? Can you co-sign for me to get this apartment? Can you co-sign for me to get this personal loan? You better say no, because you got to protect your credit score. If a person is coming to you asking you to co-sign for something, that's a red flag, because what that's telling me that their credit score messed up. They're not being accountable and responsible to go through the steps to do what they need to do to restore their credit score. So why would you want to jeopardize your credit score based off someone who don't want to have accountability and responsibilities, first of all, to fix their own credit score? Because let me tell you what's going to happen if you co-sign for somebody and they go default on their loan. Let me tell you something. You're going to be responsible for paying that loan. You're going to be responsible for that monthly bill. It's going to have an impact on your credit score. I've seen it happen time and time and time again. This is real talk. So I tell people, you don't need to throw your money away paying these credit repair agencies to restore your credit score. It's a process. It's a process. Anything in this world that's of value, people, it's going to be a process. You're going to have to go through the steps to get to the finish line, because ain't nothing in this world to include restoring your credit score is going to come quick and fast and easy. No, you got to go through steps. You got to go through the process, and you got to have attention to detail to fix your credit score. But it can be done, because I'm telling you, my credit score been over 800 plus for years now, and nobody could have told me when I was looking at a horribly low credit score from 2007 to 2012. Nobody could have told me that I'll be having this conversation right now today, because I was laser focused. And at least a couple of times a year, make sure you're spot checking your credit score to make sure that there's no fraudulent activities going on there. So that's all I have on this topic. Share this information. Put it on your community wall in regards to what are you going to do to fix your credit score. That's all I have. Simplify, Simple Fidelis, and I'm leaving it care of your own conscience. Have a great day.